No, you were at some concert and you drank a drink from a dumpster.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. All right, well. Today, we talk about... So, let's talk about hepatitis A. Last episode, we talked about DVTs and PEs, a.k.a. blood clots, a.k.a. what Bunzing had. We also alluded to the fact that Bunzing had hepatitis A infection. So, let's talk about it.
There's, I'm alive.
Oh, yeah, me neither. So, there's a bunch of different hepatitis that you can get. Hepatitis. So, there's... And to be more specific, hepatitis is... anytime you hear the word itis at the end of something, it just means inflammation of. So hepatitis, inflammation of liver. Nephritis, inflammation of kidney. Gastritis, inflammation of stomach. Bunzingitis, me inflaming Bunzing. That would be Bunzingitis. Oh. So this is, hepatitis is just inflammation of the liver, but to be more specific about infections, that would be viral hepatitis. So you have viral hepatitis A, B, C, D, and even E on some occasions. So, or actually, no, I'm sorry. D is the one on some occasions. Spoiler alert, only when you're pregnant with B. Ayo. Actually, no, did I get that right? Is it hepatitis B with D? Yes. Okay. So let's go back to hepatitis A. Bunzing had this. What year was this?
This was
roughly 5-6 years ago.
No, 4.
All right. And where were you? Governor's Ball or some shit?
No, I don't know where I got it. I just I went to the doctor.
No, you were at some concert and you drank a drink from a dumpster.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, wasn't there a drink in the dumpster where you're like, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna finish it"?
Yeah.
That was in the same weekend.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So what happened was, so the dumpster thing was different. That was Governor's Ball. That was 5 or 6 years ago.
I say this because hepatitis A is transmitted by what's called oral fecal route. So you can either get it through the mouth or the butt, or butt contents that touch your mouth because of sewage or garbage or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Governor's Ball, 5 or 6 years ago, I was going to Gov Ball with a bunch of friends, and I threw a fifth of booze in a plastic bottle.
Sure.
into the garbage. And then on our leaving, I found it again. And we all drank it.
Okay.
And then after that, 2 years later, 1 or 2 years later, I just went to the doctor. It was my first time in the doctor in 5 years. And they called me in and they were like, "Hey, have you traveled anywhere, third country, da-da-da?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, well, you just got over Hep A."
I'm surprised they even check for that, because that's not a routine blood test that they check for
I have
hepatitis.
No idea.
Unless your liver numbers were a little out of whack, which is typically how the situation goes. You come in feeling sick, feeling like you have a really bad cold, and then they check your liver numbers. Your liver numbers are in the thousands when they normally should be in the teens. And then they do the viral testing, and they're like, "Holy shit, hepatitis A." And it's usually from eating a bad set of seafood or some bad-ish, some bad restaurant, contaminated food or water, basically. So let's just rewind real quick.
Hold on. So
well, let's set up the scene for hepatitis A. It's an infection caused by the hepatitis A virus. It occurs worldwide. And it's usually self-limited illness, what that means is you don't need treatment to get over it, which we'll hear about in your story in a minute, but you don't need a dedicated vaccine, a dedicated IV drug, antibiotic, antiviral, nothing. Luckily, it goes away on its own. It doesn't linger. There's no chronic hepatitis A. It just comes and it goes. So, it's typically transmitted by the fecal-oral route, like what I said. So person-to-person contact, consumption of contaminated food or water. Risk factors include residence in or travel to areas to poor sanitation, household or sexual contact with another person with hepatitis A, a homosexual activity in men. Anything you want to tell us about, Bunzing?
Anything you want to talk about, Calvin?
Exposure to daycare centers. Exposure to residential institutions, so we're talking nursing homes, dialysis centers, and illicit drug use. So they have everything actually labeled out in a table. I want to see if there's anything in this table we didn't talk about.
Fucking a bunch of retarded young men.
That's not on the table. Consumption of raw or undercooked shellfish, vegetables, and or other foods. Hopeful. Could have just said food. Consumption of foods contaminated by infected food handlers. So food workers that are sick with it.
I mean, it's New York City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got it in this city, right? That's a great city.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love it. So, yeah. Why don't you tell us the symptoms you had?
None.
You had no symptoms? You didn't even feel sick to your stomach? Nothing?
I had no idea. After I went to the doctor, they called me in after a blood test, and she was like, "Oh, it looks like you're getting over Hep A."
Interesting.
And I was like, she was like, "Did you feel any symptoms?"
I could have swore you said you felt under the weather, but you just kind of muscled through it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
Dude, I mean,
that's the story I got when I heard about it.
And, I mean, we already talked about the PE thing too, where I muscled through that until I read about it. I have a pretty good pain tolerance. Even in high school, I played football and I broke. So I was playing defense, and I turned to make a tackle, and I crossed my legs, and a guy got blocked and hit my shin, and it immediately broke in 2 places.
That's not how you get Hep A, folks.
Hold
but
on,
continue.
No, but I'm saying about the pain tolerance. So it broke in 2 places, and I was just laying on the field, and I was just like, this feels like a little off. And they were like, if it was broken, you'd be, freaking out. Because I was like a sophomore in high school.
All right, so you're the worst patient ever. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
no, but they were like, can you stand up on it? And so I stood up on it again, and it broke again. And I just fell down, and I was like, yeah, I think something's wrong. And they just carried me off the field, put me off the field. They put my leg on a helmet, and then they just called my parents. My parents showed up in my van, or their van. They showed up, and as they were driving home, it was definitely a shock factor because it started to wear off a little bit. And I was like, because the coaches were like, oh, it's probably just spraying ankle or something.
Yeah, because you were a cuck patient.
Yeah.
You didn't know your symptoms.
Well,
you didn't know what to say. You didn't know what to feel.
I didn't know. I thought it hurt a lot worse than it actually did.
Well, I mean, maybe the adrenaline was OD in your case, but
yeah. But then, so they brought me to the hospital because on the ride home, I was like, this really hurts and this feels wrong. My entire leg feels wrong. I was like, bring me in the hospital. Brought me in the hospital. I was in a cast from my ankle all the way up to my upper thigh for 6 months. 6 months.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, it sucked.
Hey. All right, well, let's bring this back to Hep A real quick.
But I'm just saying, so I feel
your tolerance is high. I get it.
But I'm not saying in a bragging way.
I didn't say in a bragging way. I just said we got that piece of information.
Yeah, but that was the first thing that tipped me off at my tolerance side, which sometimes does worry me whenever I get sick, even with the
Not really,
PE
because
thing.
that also means you get to avoid a lot of unnecessary bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of nice too.
But it is scary, with the PE thing. I could have kept going unless I read that pamphlet. I would have been like, oh, I'm just
if it makes you feel any better, it's really hard to kill somebody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the PE could have killed me.
Actually, I should probably rephrase that. It's way harder for someone to die than you think.
Yeah, but the PE could have killed me. I mean,
it could have, and it didn't, because you were part of the 40%, the 37% that doesn't die from a PE when they get the DVT turned into the PE.
But it does kind of
put it in perspective. Yeah, I get it.
Where I'm like, oh well, how serious should I take this?
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily with Hep A, you didn't have to take it too seriously.
I didn't know I had it.
But yeah, you had no idea you had it. So, but from what I remember, other people tell me the story about that time period. You apparently had symptoms. You just ignored them because it didn't feel that bad. Which good for you / bad for you. I mean, bottom line is with hepatitis A, there was no dedicated treatment for it anyway. So you would have had to tough it out anyway. So whatever you were doing, luckily it didn't bother you all that much or bother your day to day because that would have sucked. Typically, incubation period of the virus, 28 days, ranges from 15 days, half a month, to almost 2 months. Most people have symptoms, so maybe not you, but most people do.
What are the symptoms?
Begins with abrupt onset of nausea, anorexia, fever, malaise, abdominal pain. The abdominal pain is typically what I hear most.
Like the flu.
And malaise, yeah. Basically a really bad flu, really bad cold. That's typically the patients I've seen that have hepatitis A. They come into the hospital sometimes and even get admitted sometimes because it's that bad. But then you find out it's just hepatitis A, and then you just send them home. You're like, you'll get better.
What do you do? Just
supportive care. Well, we'll get there. But within a few days to a week, dark urine, acolic stools appear. So what that means is your liver processes bile. Bile is like what you need to digest fats. and just nutrients in general. If that bile doesn't come out of your liver and go into the bile duct and out into your intestines and help you digest, where it also colors your stool brown, instead it'll get back pressured out of the liver into the bloodstream, seep into the urine as the bloodstream's getting filtered by the urine, by the kidneys, and then your urine will be dark as fuck. So your urine will look like dark tea, and your stools will actually look gray as fuck, which is trippy AF. Now, I've never heard of this happening in hepatitis A, but there is a world that it could happen. So just be mindful of that. You can also get jaundice, which is when you start to yellow, kind of like when your liver starts to die when you're an alcoholic. So you can get jaundice. But again, that jaundice is that yellowing from the bile because it didn't go into your intestines. How is
jaundice different from cirrhosis?
Cirrhosis is when your liver is just fibrosed, scarred up, and just no more normal living liver tissue. It's just dead scar tissue. And because it's not doing its job right, the bile is never going to get into the bile duct. It's just going to backlog into your intestines or backlog into your bloodstream, and then not only make your urine darker, but it'll flow into your skin and make your skin dark or skin yellower. Your eyes will start to yellow. That's what jaundice is. So you can get jaundice with hepatitis A, but hepatitis A will come and go.
What's the distinction?
With cirrhosis, as the cirrhosis gets worse, the yellowing will get worse. So you'll start out a little yellow, you'll get yellower, because cirrhosis isn't going away. Hepatitis A will go away. Cirrhosis ain't going away. Cirrhosis
so jaundice is only part of
jaundice is just a symptom. Jaundice is just a symptom. Jaundice is just your skin looking yellow. So your skin could look yellow because you have acute alcohol intoxication. It could be yellow because of hepatitis A. It could be yellow because of autoimmune hepatitis. It could be yellow because your liver is having cirrhosis from a number of different things. Alcohol, hepatitis B, the primary biliary cholangitis, et cetera, et cetera. So like 1,000 reasons to have it.
Right?
It's technically not reversible, but there is a cure, quote unquote. It's called a liver transplant. So it's not something you want to really be going through. But
Hep B, is that curable?
It is not curable, but there is a vaccine for it. So you can get vaccines. You should be getting vaccines as a child, let alone as a college kid for hepatitis B. There's no vaccine for hepatitis C, but luckily now there is a treatment for hepatitis C, which is nice.
No, B,
there's no treatment, but there is a prevention. So you probably are immune to hepatitis B just because you got immunized before college, at the very least. So you're never going to get hepatitis B. You're never going to get hepatitis A ever again because you already got it once. Most people get the hepatitis A vaccine. So when you get the vaccine, you can never get hepatitis A, period.
So I can never get it.
You got hepatitis A, unfortunately, but the good news is you'll never get it again, ever. In your life. Hepatitis B, you'll probably never get because you're probably vaccinated, if I had to guess. Hepatitis C, you could get. There's no vaccine. But if you get it, there is a cure. Hepatitis D only happens with hepatitis B patients that are pregnant. For some reason, it's like a cofactor to allow hepatitis D to come in with the B. And then hepatitis E happens similar to hepatitis A. You get it and it goes. There's no treatment, there's no vaccine, but it comes and it goes. And it's similar route, fecal-oral route of transmission. So that's hepatitis A through E in a nutshell. Hepatitis B and C are a little bit more involved, but we don't have to go into all that. But just to kind of wrap this up before we get back to your story about it. So typically what you'll see, the typical testing for this is when they check like mainstream / popular / common threshold blood tests, you'll see the liver enzyme numbers, what we commonly refer to as LFT testing. If you ask for your doctor for LFT testing, liver function tests, which to be more specific, you get your serum aminotransferases, but also they'll test your bilirubin levels, your alkaline phosphatase levels. These are all kind of relevant to the liver in some respects, not entirely specific to it, but a big clue. So you see that, you'll see immense elevations in the aminotransferases. So ALT, AST testing on those blood test sheets that they always give you back. If you see those number in the thousands instead of in the teens or 20s, you might got it. Also, your bilirubin could be elevated. That may be why you're jaundiced. Don't be freaked out by that. That number should start to come back down as the hepatitis A goes away. And don't be surprised if you have hepatitis A and that bilirubin number is still elevated way after you having hepatitis A, because it will lag a little bit. Like that lab takes forever to get back to normal.
And this kind of, is it more like are those numbers more fluid?
Meaning?
Like in the sense where, like let's say you've been drinking a lot since like you're like 16 years old, right? So like, is your kind of average different than a person who like started drinking at 30?
No. So it doesn't mean like someone with a level of 1,000 is doing worse than a level of 2,000.
Well,
at least not scientifically proven to my knowledge. But secondly, you have to factor in, like, let's say you get cirrhosis where you drink so much that your liver's just shot, your liver's just dead. There's no more normal liver tissue. Your liver numbers won't even be elevated anymore because there's no more normal liver tissue to get injured and show the blood work that you're injured. It's just going to be just normal. Or it'll even be low. You'll be like, oh, shit, this is some normal numbers for a cirrhotic guy or a guy with really bad liver disease. It's like, yeah, because he burned out all his normal shit. So now whatever's left is not going to get inflamed to a level where you'll see the numbers rise in the blood work. So that's something. But, yeah, just the level itself is not going to mean anything.
Like from and going back, like, I guess that answered my question. Because, yeah, my question is more like, so like forever now, unless I get surgery because of scar tissue, I'm always going to show that I have a blood clot. Like 10% of my vein will if
it won't show blood clot. It'll show features that suggest potential clot versus scar tissue. Like that's all.
They can't tell.
That's the only specifics they can tell. They can't tell that's scar versus clot.
Right.
They can't tell 100%.
But yeah.
But they're using all these different. Yeah, they're using your record, your history, your symptoms, your testing. They're putting it all together to be like, what's the most likely thing here?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
My radiologist and doctors have told me, they're like, it's always going to look like you're like 10%.
It's probably
blocked.
Yeah.
But they're like, that's scar tissue.
Yeah.
So now they all know.
Yeah.
So that was my question. Is
well,
like,
that has nothing to do with these blood tests, because these blood tests will eventually go back to normal. It's never like, oh, they elevated to 100, so now don't expect them to ever drop below 100. Yeah, it's not like that. It should go back to normal. It's not something that should. So if your bilirubin remains elevated way after this hepatitis A incident, that should get checked out. That may be something else. That may not just be, quote, scar tissue.
Right. I'm not. No, I'm not saying that about myself, but
no, in general.
You answered the question though, because it is kind of interesting, because if you do have cirrhosis or something like that and your liver just fucked, you will look like you're at a normal level. Like
you can. Some people still show some elevations in the number because they do have still enough normal tissue where if it gets inflamed or damaged,
it sends the alert.
The enzymes will seep into the bloodstream and you'll pick it up in the blood test. You'll be like, oh shit, this must be injured.
But those enzymes are.
But it's not necessary. So there's other clues you can look for, which we won't get too bogged down on this topic, but maybe in a future liver topic we can break it down a little bit further. But let's just keep it moving here. The diagnosis of acute. Yeah, the body is a fucking insane. The diagnosis of acute hepatitis A should be suspected in people who have abrupt onset of GI signs and symptoms, like what we talked about, the jaundice, the elevated serum aminotransferase levels, the elevated serum LFT test we were talking about, particularly in the setting of known risk factors like what we talked about, the restaurants, the seafood, the uncooked raw, being out of the country,
non-halal.
Eating shit that you're typically not used to eating, something you dined out for a new restaurant or some new seafood in town, something like that. So that's kind of the settings you're looking for. Diagnosis is established by detection of serum IgM anti-HAV antibodies. That's just a fancy way of saying you have two types of antibodies. So you have IgM and IgG in the case of hepatitis A. If I see IgM antibodies, that means, oh shit, this motherfucker just had or is having hepatitis A right now. So you have.
Is that a blood?
These are a type of antibody. So in your blood, you have an antibody that's an M antibody. It's just like the shape of it.
This is kind of like
your body produces this regularly. So if it's out there, it means it's the first line of defense. It's kind of like your pawns in chess.
But your body only produces it if you have that.
Right. So it's seeing hepatitis A pawns. If you see hepatitis
how does
A,
it know how to produce it? It's just like
this is your natural body's baseline immune system. Your body's attacking a fuck ton of bacteria right now, and you have no idea because it's doing a good fucking job.
But I'm saying like it just knows like
it knows this is not
IgM.
This is a foreign object. This is not an innate part of my body.
It knows IgM.
IgM, there's a bunch of different IgM antibodies, but the point of IgM is kind of like a pawn in a chess game. So the pawns are the first line of defense, and they're kind of weak. So the pawns could do some damage, but they're not going to get the job done. But they're ready because they're in the front line. So the pawns are doing their thing. So if you see IgM, it means the pawns. It means it's not a white blood cell.
No, but is it like that? Like they're just around?
No. White blood cells are around. but antibodies are also around. So like the whole point of a vaccine is if I inject you with dead
I know the point of
hepatitis
vaccine,
B,
we're not talking about vaccine.
you can never get hepatitis B because anytime hepatitis B shows up, not IgM, but IgG goes into effect. So there's
autism.
No. So it's immunoglobulin A, immunoglobulin M, immunoglobulin G, and I believe there's an immunoglobulin D, if I'm not mistaken. Point is immunoglobulin M, IgM.
Is that already
antibody M is always floating around, always floating around, and there's specific ones. Obviously, this is the IgM for hepatitis A. So your body recognized hepatitis A, was like, hold on to your butts.
But it's already,
as it's saying that, it's already punching out IgM antibodies into your blood to tackle this hepatitis A. Now,
no, but hold on. My question is, are they already? Is there just like a limited amount of IgM?
There's limited amounts, and they're not doing a great job.
No,
it's not always in your blood. It's just you're. And again, I'm like paraphrasing from what I remember in school and shit. But basically, your body has an innate immune system and a learned immune system. So the innate immune system is like, yo, we're going to be dealing with a lot of shit. We don't even have no clue what the fuck is going to be coming down our way for the next 80 to 90 to 100 years.
So
let's get ready to fuck some shit up. So they're just floating around doing their thing. But this is a very bare bones defense. Like this is not very drone attack style. This is very much like muskets.
When it happens.
They don't double down. What they'll do is they'll fight off whatever comes in. Let's say hepatitis A. And then once they've fought it off and it's cleared, now they have time to develop more specialized antibodies called IgG. Instead of IgM, it's IgG. And the IgG is like a drone attack. It's very specific to hepatitis A. So if ever hepatitis A were to show up again, if I were to shoot you up with some fucking hepatitis A, you have not IgM this time, but you have IgG, immunoglobulin G, that's way more specific and honed to the hepatitis A, where it's like, oh, yep, we got hepatitis A here. Calling the IgG for hepatitis A. They already have a fucking lineup ready. Your immune system has developed.
Does that mean everybody essentially gets Hep A at some point?
No, because there is a hepatitis A vaccine. And what's the whole point of a vaccine?
Not have that?
What?
Why did I not have?
I don't know. They don't routinely give it out.
Okay.
But what they'll do is they'll introduce a vaccine. It's a deactivated version of hepatitis A. So your body recognizes it. Doesn't get overwhelmed by it because it's not an active virus, but still sees the body parts of it, and it's just like, yo, we got to start making some IgG for this shit, bro. Next time this thing comes around, we got to be ready for this fucker, even though it's not doing anything right now. Then if hepatitis A were to show up later, now we got the IgGs, so we don't have to go through that whole M bullshit and like doing a bare bones attack, waiting for it to clear naturally through a lot of turmoil and inflammation and fevers and upset stomach and all that shit. Next time, we'll just have the IgG ready so we don't have to fucking wait. We'll just be like, yo, get rid of this shit.
Yeah.
So the same thing happens with hepatitis B. You routinely get vaccines for hepatitis B, so it can't ever infect you in the first place. The moment hepatitis B shows up, your body's already got the IgG ready. Like, yo, we got hepatitis B. I know.
What if you never get Hep A?
And you never get the vaccine?
And you never get the vaccine. Does
then
the
you
IgM just like chill?
Just chilling.
Okay.
Chill.
Just chill.
Yeah, you will never develop. So that means for the rest of your life, at 90 years old, 80 years old, in your case, 60, am I right? Once we get there, if I were to do a blood test for hepatitis A IgG, it will be negative. You won't have any immunoglobulin G antibodies to hepatitis A.
That's insane.
Zero.
And
now,
wait. So these are what did you say? Enzymes?
It's a protein. Yeah.
It's a protein.
Yeah.
So is that
enzymes are proteins, but I don't think an antibody is technically an enzyme. But it is a protein.
But they're just in your blood.
It's just floating around.
So
the same way you have
that's so crazy.
Same way you have measles vaccine, it's the same fucking idea.
But so does the measles vaccine, all these kind of vaccines and everything else that is protective against these kind of diseases, just latch onto an IgG enzyme?
They don't latch on. Your IgG is made. So your body has to recognize it, kill it, and then be like, yo, how do we not have this happen to us ever again?
So IgG, IgM, that kills Hep A, right?
It doesn't kill it, but it's like a bare bones attack alert to be like, yo, guys, because what is an antibody? An antibody basically plays tag with the infector, whether it's a virus, a bacteria, a fungus. An antibody will go up to the thing and be like, oh, we found him. And it's like holding on to you and like waving to the white blood cells, lymphoid cells, all the natural killer cells, NK cells. It's like, hey guys, I got him over here. He's like waving to get you over there. And the IgMs do way less good waving than IgGs. The IgG will have like
but
laser
what happens when the
and we'll send a cell phone call.
The IgM is like, oh, here it is, but like we don't really know how to deal with it.
Yeah, so you're still going to take time.
How does it pass on the information in the IgG?
So the IgM has nothing to do with the IgGs. The IgM is just here to make sure you don't kill me. Once I'm done killing you, that could take a few months, a few weeks.
But how does the IgM pass the information?
Once I'm done, I have your remains left over. Fuck the IgM. The body in general will find the pieces to be able to create the antibody to you that's an IgG
and then
antibody.
Just pass that on to IgG.
And then now the IgG antibodies go into the bank, and then whenever I need that, and then they're floating around your body all the time. So like the next time there's even a hint of hepatitis A or Bunzing, I'll be like, oh, we got a Bunzing. And then it sends in the drone alert. As opposed to just your bare bones waving. But it sends a drone alert like, yo, guys, I fucking got the guy.
It needs that step from the IgM.
But don't think the IgM has to turn into an IGG. It has
I'm
nothing
not saying
to do
that, but it needs the IgM first, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't need the IgM because think about it. If I were to inject you with the measles or smallpox vaccine, I'm injecting you with a subdued
something for the IgG, right?
No, because it's not an active thing. It's just a dead carcass of measles or smallpox.
Let's say in the other circumstance where I have Hep A, and apparently IgM protected me, right?
Temporarily.
Yeah. But like, how did that pass on to the IgG where now I don't have to worry about it anymore?
Well, it's a whole different body part. So like, I feel like you're trying to picture this like a Lego piece where the IgM gets added on some pieces and it becomes IgG. It doesn't work like that. It's a whole different protein. So it's doing its job, then it does its thing, and then IgG gets made and it does its thing.
Oh, so the IgG gets made though based on the information from the IgM.
The IgM doesn't give information other than to say, hey, we got him over here. Come get him. It's just a tagging device. It's not a building block for IgG.
But then why wouldn't the IgG just defend me?
Because you don't have it yet. Once you have it, that's...
So there is something that's passed on.
But again, it's not from one piece to the other. It's not like...
Right. Oh, okay.
It's not like, hey, I'm tagging out. You want to tag me in? It's not like that.
But you touching me
as an IgM is just me holding on to you so I can like guide people in like an airstrip.
Right, to save me.
But once I have IgG, which is a whole different field of technology and innovation and manufacturing...
the IgG has to know that...
No, it doesn't.
It exists.
No, it doesn't. IgM is obsolete the minute IgG exists.
Right, but IgG doesn't know how to protect me until IgM identifies the...
Not necessarily, because again, if you have a vaccine, I don't need IgM.
The vaccine is a week.
Right, so the whole point of the vaccine is I introduce your carcass instead of you.
But
so the IgM never even had to work on you because why would an IgM have to work on a carcass?
Okay,
I'll just send in the guys, the R&D guys to make the IgG from you, from your carcass, so that I don't need the IgM shit.
Still has to be introduced at some point to the disease.
If you have disease. But that's the whole point of vaccines is to avoid disease in the first place.
Yeah, so IgM doesn't work. IgM is not working.
Because you simply don't need it to work, not because it doesn't work.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, that's how immunizations work, and that's why immunizations are important. Please get them. All right, let's keep this moving. I don't want to get too stuck on this. We're almost done.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think people think that's
I hope so.
Conversation.
That's part of the why the format is the way it is. I think we're up to the last two bullet points here. And again, the way this goes with the medical segment, if you have more specific questions about a topic we discuss, just shoot them into the comment section, and then we'll just tag them on to the next episode for like the following Q&A or like a follow-up. As these episodes get bigger and bigger, we can do a follow-up to the previous medical topic and then roll that into the new medical topic. We can make that totally a thing. Anyway, let's keep this moving. Extrahepatic manifestations. That's another fancy way of saying symptoms that happen that aren't related to the liver that are related to hepatitis A. So you can get an evanescent rash, arthralgia, which is basically joint pain, other conditions related to immune complex disease and vasculitis. We're getting a little complicated here, but what I really want you guys to take home from this is hepatitis A isn't scary. It may suck, or in some cases it may not suck, But it's just not comfortable. But don't freak out, especially when they tell you your liver numbers are through the roofs, through the thousands. Vegeta triggered, because it's going to go away usually on its own, 95% of the time, I think. So,
2 medical questions.
hold on, one last thing, and then we'll wrap this up. Fulminant,
2 medical questions.
and actually, I got to finish this thought because I just segued into this. I just said, correct me if I'm wrong, I just said 95% of the time you will get over it. What's that other 5%? This last bullet point, I'm glad I clarified 5%. Fulminant hepatic failure, aka end-stage liver disaster, occurs in less than 1% of patients with hepatitis A. So there was a risk that your liver could have just shot to hell in less than 1% chance, as opposed to you just making a full recovery. But it consists of severe acute liver damage with encephalopathy, which is basically a fancy way of saying your brain is even all fucked up. You could even go into a coma, because your liver is supposed to be processing ammonia and other metabolites to help you live normally. And if it's not doing that, those waste products can end up in your brain and fuck you up. So that's one thing. And then the other piece of this is impaired synthetic function, aka clotting factors. We mentioned earlier on the last episode, liver is responsible for making a lot of your blood clotting factors. And if you don't got it because of this fulminant liver failure, you could get got. And it occurs most commonly in individuals greater than 50 years old, so you were not at as much risk for that, and in individuals with other liver diseases such as hepatitis B or C. So the combination of them could put you into fulminant liver failure, which would be bad. Patients with fulminant liver failure should be transferred to a center capable of performing liver transplant, which makes perfect sense because that may be your only option at that point. You may not make a full recovery. But again, that's just a very tragic horror story that I don't want to end on for this segment. Most news is good news with hepatitis A. 95, if not more, people, we have living proof right here, will recover from it fully. And what were you going to say? Good. All right. I'm so glad you shut up.
I had two medical questions, but
are they related to hepatitis A?
I don't think so.
All right. Ask both of them, and then I'll decide if either, if not neither.
All right. The first one is this little white spot in my mustache.
Okay. Next question.
Is that weird?
It's not relevant. Not relevant. Next question. I'm saying we can make these different segments.
Oh, okay. I have been. Actually, it's gotten back to normal, but for a few days,
your penis is fine.
I was pooping like really green.
Green's fine. Green is go.
All right, green's fine.
Green's fine. Yeah, we talked about this.
Not me and you.
Who did I talk about?
I don't know.
Talked about this. Someone was specifically asking me about.
I mean, it was like
poop
green,
colors.
green.
Was
like
that on someone else's podcast?
These fake plant green.
Hold on. Is this deja vu? Green poop is fine. It's not great, but it's not.
It hasn't been
it's
like
not
that
alarming.
in a while.
It's not alarming. I should say.
like a week ago, I was pooping green for like 2 days.
Clever. All right. So
Jesus.
so that was the medical segment, aka Medicine Made Easy with Dr. Azizi. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing with us your brave story.
I'm not sure where to clap.
With that said, let's keep it moving. See you on the next segment. All right. So let's keep it moving here. Let's get to the sneaker history segment of the podcast.
Hold on. Let's get back to what did I talk about before?
We're doing it my way.
Hold on.
No.
Friend. Before the poop thing. What I mentioned.
Just, can you write it down on your phone and we'll talk about it after?
What did we talk about right before?
I don't know. Just green poops. So today we talk about. So yeah, let's keep it moving here. We're doing the sneaker history segment. Right now we have Bunzing's shattered backboard Air Jordan 1s 1.0s, the originals, the highly sought after, the ones he's trashed immensely. As you can see, just show him the Wings logo. Look what he did to the fucking Wings logo. Look at that shit. It's all fucked up. It's gray everywhere. Talk about beaters. Oh, my lord. These things have taken a beating. So I got these for Bunzing for his wedding gift. And I had footage set out to like make a video in ish, but the footage got lost. I don't know what happened, but it's all good because I was kind of tight at you anyway, so I wasn't going to make a whole video about it regardless. But yeah, you can see the colors have really faded on these. I feel like these started out way more orange, but whatever. They do look.
I kind of like them a little.
Yeah,
more
they do
looking.
look pretty good worn in. This is fail-proof proof of that. So to get into kind of the history of this model, in 2015, Jordan Brand debuted this non-OG colorway. So this was not one of the original colorways. We're talking the Breads, the Royals, the Chicagos, and the Shadows, and the Black Toes. Let alone the metallic pack, let alone all that ish. Cool. So let alone all that ish, this was a non-OG colorway that came out, took the world by storm. I remember I was just catching on to sneaker culture just after these released, and this was, I believe, part of the remastered program for Jordan Brand, and yeah, man, this really took me by surprise. A lot of people were about this shit. The quality was pretty dope. I mean, I think I briefly did a video when I first got these sneakers on my channel. This was like in the olden cringy days. Now we're just in the cringe days, but back in the cringy days, I remember buying these and trying to talk about them in terms of like the quality, and everyone talking about shattered backboard quality, and that being like the benchmark for like, you know, quality of what do you call it? You know, Jordan 1 releases, if you will. So basically, moving forward here, so the shattered backboard, why did it get that name? We're going to be diving into that in a minute. Let's see. So let's jump back into August 25th, 1985. So after his first season with the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, the one and only, participated in an exhibition game. So this game was not part of a tournament, NBA league, not even summer league. This was none of that ish. This was out in Italy, Trieste, Italy. I don't even know where that is, but apparently it's between Stefanel Trieste and Juve Caserta. So wearing the black, white, and orange of Trieste in his Chicago Air Jordan 1s, Jordan put on a show, pouring in 30 points, baby. And just to clarify, so the jersey color was this orange color, but the shoes he had on was the Chicago ones. And I got the Chicago ones, so I guess you could say I got the shattered backboards for real. What it is. The absolute highlight, and the whole reason this shoe is even a thing, why it's relevant in the first place, the absolute highlight was a thunderous dunk. A dunk so powerful, Jordan shattered the glass backboard, a.k.a. Shaquille O'Neal triggered. We all know Shaq for busting backboards, but let's be honest. It was Michael Jordan back in 1985 in an exhibition game who was getting buckets and getting backboards. He was doing it all. Yeah, he really did the thing. There's actually a clip of it on YouTube. If you actually just YouTube Michael Jordan breaking backboard, it'll come up. And I believe I mentioned this clip in a previous video, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while. I've had over 1,000 videos, cuz it's been a lot. It's been a lot of videos. I can't keep track. I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's where the moniker came from. So 30 years later, Jordan Brand honored that moment with this shattered backboard colorway. So it mimicked the black toe, only replacing the red with orange and changing the toe box from white to orange. That's pretty much it. Insole also featured an image of a shattered backboard. So if you look on those insoles, I'm not going to look in Bunzings because they're probably disgusting, and I don't want to pass out on you guys on the podcast. But yeah, these had some shattered glass on the insoles. I remember before I gifted it to them, I did a whole review on them, and that's what happened. They featured those shattered shards of glass on the insoles. Thanks to a compelling story and plenty of hype, the $160 retail cost of these shattered backboards sold out immediately when they released June 27th, 2015. So, you know, people really love these, and those prices skyrocketed. I remember seeing these things going for $500, and I was just like, I'm not paying $500 for these. And then by the time I got around to buying them for Bunzing, these exact pairs you see before you, they had already shot up to $750, I want to say. So that's kind of where they were hovering. And apparently they've been seen going for much more than $1,000 in some places. So, hey, yo. They did come with the OG Jordan 1 box, the black with the red lettering. Let's see. They did come out with a 2.0 version. If you want to pop in a picture real quick, the 2.0 version, it was all right. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't these. And then the 3.0 version's apparently coming out. Ish, those look nasty. But it is what it is. So, yeah, they sold out immediately. Was there really much else to these? Oh, they did come out with a satin shattered backboard as a women's only release. If you want to pop in a picture of that, those also sold for $160. Definitely went for way more than that on resale sites. Those released May 5th, 2018. But yeah, I wasn't really impressed by those either. But yeah, apparently OVO of this year, October 2019, we're going to see that shattered backboard 3.0, baby. And yeah, it's basically going to look like a bread one, but basically orange hits everywhere else, except it's got a very vintage midsole from the pictures I've seen, and that leather on there looks nasty, let me tell you. So I'm going to be skipping those. I even skipped these shattered backboard 1.0s. I only got them for Bunzing because A, he was getting married, and B, he's a Bengals fan. He's a Cincinnati Bengals fan, and he loved the Bengals. So I figured he could wear them a lot. And he's trashed them. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, let's keep it moving here. Let's go to sneaker releases. I'm just going to pull up another sneaker release on the GoDab. The GoDab's been pretty clutch. See if there was something else that was coming out soon that caught my attention. Last episode, we talked about the Paras, the Dunk Lows, and the Blazer Lows, as well as the Shoe Dog pack, which, meh. But it looks like August, we're getting this Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Obsidian, which has got a great look to it. Fragment 1's triggered, although it's never going to surpass the Fragment 1, so I'm kind of meh on it. And there's also a SpongeBob pack for the Kyrie 5s. We got the Patricks and the SpongeBobs. Wasn't a huge fan of that show growing up, man, so I'm probably going to skip all that ish. Nah, man, it is what it is. And let's see, what else? So, whoops. Other notable releases. This one kind of caught my eye. Air Max 90 Premium Scales. Kind of interesting. Probably just looks better in images. Not really overall that impressed. But hey, in September, we got the Sakai LDV waffles in the black and the pine green coming out. I know a lot of people was interested in those, particularly the black and whites. They do look dope. If they came out as an OG colorway, I would probably gravitate to those the most. But it is what it is. And why don't we leave the sneaker release topic at that? So we've done the medical topic, hepatitis A. We've done the sneaker history topic, shattered backboard 1.0s. We've done the sneaker release topic. That's 3 topics. We moving on to the Lakers, baby. We didn't really get to focus. Hey, yo. We can talk about it in post. Let me just go to Lakers.com real quick. We didn't get to focus too much on the Lakers last episode, but I do want to focus on them a little bit more this episode just for a minute. There's not really too much new with the Lakers, so I feel like there's not really much to say here, but I am looking forward to, well, you weren't here. I'm really looking forward to the Lakers kind of being relevant again. How about that? Because you always want to bust on me for being a fair weather fan, but...
No, I mean, I think parity in the NBA is going to be great.
For the league and for league viewership is going to be great. For me as a Lakers fan, I'm only interested when they are relevant. Know what I mean?
No, but you follow the NBA even when they're not relevant.
Dude, the amount of regular season action I watched.
Oh, not regular season, but I mean.
No, let me finish. The amount of regular season basketball I used to watch, and granted, the other variable here is I was younger, but the amount of NBA regular season, let alone playoffs and finals, I watched as a Lakers fan when they were good, compared to Lakers basketball when they're bad, is night and day. Like, I don't care about the regular season.
Yeah, but the Lakers, even since you like the Lakers, were always kind of relevant in the past. Really. I mean,
ever since Kobe left.
No, but
and while the Dubs were dominating, embodying, and destroying, YouTube triggered.
But it's really been since Kobe left. That's when it became just Golden State.
Yeah, and even before that, it was Golden State. So
no, I mean they still had a shot.
Give me a reason for me to watch Lakers basketball outside of Staples Center.
Wait, now?
Not now, but I'm talking 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Give me a reason to watch the Lakers.
No, that's why I'm saying. Like, I think NBA is going to be. I mean, I liked watching. I only really watched playoff basketball because I thought it was kind of entertaining. I mean, I knew At
All
the
right,
end of the day, it was always going to be Golden State. It was always going to be Golden State in the finals.
Let's throw this to the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals are your version of my LA Lakers. Right? It's not that different. You watch, I guess it is kind of different because there's only 16 regular season games. So you're going to watch them because it's an event. It's a Sunday. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
Hopefully Sunday at 1 p.m. Prime game triggered. Although you're not having your coach here anymore, so that helps, I think. With that said, it is kind of different, but I don't know. I would have I can relate this back to the San Francisco 49ers because my football team is the San Francisco 49ers, and I just could not watch them with them not being playoff relevant. I just cannot watch them.
Yeah, but okay, so two things. First off, basketball is completely different than football. Football, like you said, it's an event. I just watch every game because there's only 16 games, regular season games. There's 62 basketball games. I do not blame you for checking out.
All right, well, how about this? Let's relate this back to the Bengals. Why not watch a better game going on a Sunday than the Bengals if the Bengals are buns?
That's why I usually go to the bar to watch it because I see all the games.
Yeah, but if you go to the Bengals bar, you're just going to be seeing Bengals TVs.
Only at Phoebe's. Only at that one bar.
At Phoebe's.
But I hardly go there. I only go there if it's a big game. And I want to be around people and eat.
And again,
the
definition of a big game is relevance, right? Because there's never going to be a big game when they're not doing well, right?
I'll go for a Steelers game.
All right, well that's more
because it's just just win.
I guess.
Yeah, but the thing about the
Lakers,
the Lakers and basketball in general. Now we actually do have some parity.
That's
I 100% and I really won't pay attention until the playoffs because half the league in basketball makes it to the playoffs.
But again, I told you I love parity for the league and for basketball as a fan of basketball, period. But I'm not a fan of it as a Lakers fan. Yeah,
but now they're going to be in it.
Yeah, but I would have loved if Kawhi came because that would have been bad for basketball, great for the Lakers. And my whole point is I'd be more likely to watch 82 games of Lakers basketball with that super team than with the garbage team of 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
No, I mean, it's 82, not 62. But
because I used to literally watch every game.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Why would you do that for a shitty team?
Why would you do that in general?
Yeah, that's another good argument.
Way too many games.
That's another good argument. But both seasons that I did, they won the championship, baby. I'm not saying I was responsible, but I'm saying my time wasn't wasted.
It was you.
It was you. Although you could argue my time was wasted because I didn't do as well in medical school those 2 years. What it is.
But no, basketball's got that problem where there's way too many games, too many small market teams for that many games. 82 games is way too many. And half the teams make it to the playoffs. I really don't watch I love basketball, but I really don't watch it until the playoffs.
Even the playoffs sometimes, depending on the matchup.
Sometimes I'll just skip it. But I mean, half the teams make it. And the East used to suck.
I don't care if half the teams make it. Make all the teams make it. Just make it relevant for me to watch the regular season.
Why do we have 82 games in a regular season? That's what I'm saying.
Again,
it's so
hyperbole.
Stupid.
So I don't want to.
That's what I love about football.
I don't want to get too off tangent off this because I do want to keep it more Lakers specific. At least for this segment, we can talk about that in the next segment for general sports. But for the Lakers, I'm just excited to watch them this year. It's going to be fun. I may go out to watch a couple games. I may try to find a Lakers bar / venue in this city. There's got to be one.
No, I'm sure there's not.
And actually, I may run into other Iranians there. Is you tight?
Yeah, that's going to keep me.
And I'll invite you, and you'll get OD tight at Middle Eastern people.
Why would I get OD tight at Middle?
Because you would just enjoy that.
Half my best friends are Middle Eastern.
Yeah, and you enjoy being tight, so you'd enjoy being even tighter. You'd get so tight.
No, I would not care at all.
Is you tight? Oh, he's tight, folks. Anyway,
I think the Lakers. They'll be a fun team to watch.
Yeah, and that's my whole point. It's it's fun when it's fun, and it's not fun when it's not fun. I mean, I've seen you at Cincinnati Bengals. I was about to say tragedies, losses.
They all are tragedies.
They're all tragedies. Yeah. So,
what the hell did you do to my?
Is you tight? So hey, the barn calls. The barn calls.
Yeah, sure. They called. They're like, "Can you come tomorrow? Because it's going to be even. We need more.
We need someone here while we watch the Lakers games. Got it. So, yeah, that's all I want to say about the Lakers. Let's cut off that segment.
Hold on. They'll be a fun team. Well, let's finish up the thoughts.
Okay.
They'll be a fun team. I feel like they will be very similar to the Clippers a few years ago when they had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin.
Yeah, it's very possible.
I don't know if they'll be world beaters, but they'll be
I
fun
think
to
they'll
watch.
be way better than that because I don't think Chris Paul was ever as good as LeBron was.
No.
And on top of that,
I don't know if Anthony Davis is as good as.
dude,
I thought Blake Griffin used to be a fucking monster.
No, because he's better way more now than he was in the Chris Paul days. But I'm just picturing AD is a whole different beast. AD with LeBron in the pick and roll is going to be insane.
Yeah,
then you got Kuzma hiding in the corner, Danny Green hiding in the corner.
Yeah, and got Lonzo.
Boogie can shoot.
You don't got Lonzo.
I mean, I'm kind of. I'm not going to say
Lakers jersey I own.
I'm not going to say I'm tight that we lost Lonzo. It would have been nice to keep Lonzo, but hey, if we win, I don't give a fuck.
Dog, I'm pissed because that's the only Lakers jersey I have.
Yeah, but now you're nostalgic.
Yeah,
but that's why I don't buy.
I love Lonzo Ball.
I don't buy jerseys unless they're legacy jerseys. Like I can forever wear my Kobe Bryant Lakers jersey. I wouldn't call that a legend jersey, but you can get away with it. But anyway, let's wrap up this Laker segment. Appreciate you guys tuning in for it. Lakerland, baby. Love it. Let's keep this moving into the next segment. Sports in general. Anything in sports you want to talk about specifically? I'll open this up to you. So the thing about
I like baseball a lot.
All right.
Baseball's been pretty entertaining.
Anything interesting in baseball?
Yeah, the Yankees.
I don't know shit about baseball. I've yet to go to a real game. Oh, are they?
Oh yeah. Did you see that clip?
And this is Aaron Judge's second year now.
No, like third or fourth.
I thought last year was his rookie season, but anyway, yeah.
Well,
so they're doing good.
Baseball's weird with how they do rookies.
All right, sure.
Like,
but anyway, you were going to say something?
You haven't seen that clip where Aaron Boone, So Aaron Boone is...
he's the guy that hit the home run to send the Yankees past the Red Sox.
Against the Red Sox, yeah. And now he's the general manager. Or
okay.
What do they call him in baseball? The coach.
Yeah, the manager. No.
The fuck do they call it?
Not general manager. It's the,
yeah, it's not the GM.
Jamie?
I can't believe you haven't seen this clip. It's
hilarious. Baseball manager called? The team manager. Field manager? Head coach?
Head coach, probably, yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, Aaron Boone. I can't believe you haven't seen this clip. It's been going
Aaron
all
Boone
over.
is the coach
for the Yankees.
Got it.
Yeah. And
Billy Buns Trigger.
Gardner.
Number 11.
I don't know. But he I can't believe you haven't seen this clip.
Yankees number 11. Speaking of which, if any of you know how to use this Rodecaster Pro and know how to get the USB to kind of connect with the audio, I would love to play in clips like this when you talk about something. I'd like to like pull it up.
It's been like huge for like 4 days.
I haven't heard about it. I don't follow baseball though.
They were playing
Brett Gardner.
Yeah,
he number 11.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't care.
Google because I'm curious who they were playing.
Jamie.
They were playing somebody. Tigers?
Just who cares?
Hold on.
What's going on?
It's such a good clip. I can't believe you haven't seen it yet. And so essentially what happens is Gardner gets called strike 3, right? And he goes into the bullpen and he's pissed.
You mean the dugout?
Dugout, yeah, sorry. No, he
went to the bullpen, folks.
He pulls a gun.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't seen this clip. It's been like such a meme thing. Pull it up. Just watch it real quick. And then
that would be quicker than this.
Yeah. No. Just watch it. Our guys
so what am I searching? Brett Gardner, Yankees destroyed?
No. Search
emotional.
Aaron Boone fucking
not clickbait.
Savages. Aaron Boone fucking Savages.
Savages?
Yeah.
Yankees manager Aaron Boone unleashes epic rant on umpire. My guys are savages.
Yeah. Fucking savages.
Interesting.
Some days you just have a bad day. You just want to get a little off. He did.
And make it hard on the pitcher all the time. And that's something that those guys take a lot of pride in as a lineup, making it, you may have your way with us. You may have success.
I can't play the audio. Okay, here's the other thing. If anyone knows how to have the audio play out through this output so I can like broadcast it, because I guarantee you the people on the audio feeds and the YouTube final stream, you guys probably heard everything that was me visualizing this, but I couldn't hear shit. So hopefully you heard the audio. I don't even know what the fuck was that. It was probably some ESPN cucks just saying some ESPN cuckage. But I say that with all due respect.
It's a great clip though because it shows his dominance over
the ump,
and it's a young umpire. It's only like his 15th game he's
I
called.
guarantee you're the only human being that ever made that connection.
No, people have talked about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he comes out and he's
Breitbart triggered.
Dude, he embarrassed him. He's like, look, that guy's a good pitcher.
I'd have to hear the raw audio for
Yeah.
sure. So we got to find this.
Listen,
My guys are expletive savages in that expletive box, right? And you're having a piece of expletive start to this game. I feel bad for you, but expletive get
against us,
better.
yeah, dude. He goes, that guy's a good pitcher. Tighten this shit up.
Exposed.
Yeah, dude, he spoke.
Loaded.
Dude, and the way the ump reacts to, he's kind of like,
Okay.
he's very like, okay, I'm sorry.
Loaded.
Dude,
All right.
It's
well,
fucking great. It's fucking great. But
that was a great segment on umps getting triggered.
well, no, dude, it's worth a watch.
Oh, I'll check it out for sure. Definitely off air. Hopefully you guys appreciated it on air. By the time this comes out, you guys have probably already moved on from this news, but this is interesting.
This is like 5 days ago. It's
okay. Really? Okay.
Well,
Just because there's nothing else interesting going on
Exactly.
in the MLB.
yeah.
Speaking of which,
the Yankees are taking it as like a meme.
the season ends.
Being like a lot
like
of the
motivational,
New York Yankees are. Like a lot
tough.
of people have done the New York Yankee logo. Be like New York fucking savages.
Sure.
Yeah. Because he says that. He's like, my guys are fucking savages.
So
in this
basically,
box. It's a rallying cry.
Pocahontas triggered.
Yeah, you see the new Blade is a black guy. I was pissed off.
Blade was always a black guy.
I know, but so was Ariel's a white woman.
Who?
Ariel, the Little Mermaid.
We're not talking about this.
I'm just saying. Why is Blade
So
a black
how
man?
many MLB game? Not MLB games. How many Yankees games are left? Regular season ends September.
Yeah. No, August.
Because Jeter is Mr. October, right?
Yeah, but that's the World Series in
Oh,
October.
gotcha. Okay, so I got to catch a game between now and next month. Huh. Shit. I've been meaning to rock those Jordan 9s,
Dude,
bruh, which are based on a baseball cleat because that's the year Jordan left basketball to play baseball, and so they designed a Jordan model specifically around a baseball cleat. So I've been waiting to go to an MLB game to bust out those cleats. I know you want to go to a Mets game. I'd like to go to a Yankees game. Honestly, I wouldn't mind going to either game. I think both games could be fun.
Dude, I mean, Mets games are so much more fun than Yankees games.
You keep saying that, but you're also like anti-establishment,
No,
pro
it's-
STM.
It's literally not even that. Like that's kind of
Just
like,
the heritage of the Yankees. I need to see
Yeah,
it. I
but-
wish I saw it before the new Yankee Stadium
that's what
came
I mean.
up.
The new one.
But this is not Shea Field. This is City Field. Shea Stadium. This is City Field. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But,
you're
but there was
cucked both ways.
Yeah, sure.
And you're a Queens guy, so you're a Queens cuck. But you know,
Do whatever you want.
I mean, I want to do both.
yeah,
'cause
but
doubles triggered.
everybody does. Even Yankees fans are like, yeah, Yankee Stadium is not nearly as cool as Citi Field.
I'd like to judge for myself by seeing both.
Sure.
But
I go with you to both games.
why don't you guys tune in, or
the
not
thing-
tune in? Why don't you guys give us your opinion if you've been to both, and give me a pros and cons list. Like, do you like Yankee Stadium better or Citi Field better, and why? And I'll decide
Sure.
along with my own observations.
Yeah, the Yankee Stadium's cool, especially the neighborhood. A lot more going on.
Bronx,
Yeah.
the Bronx Bombers,
Well, because where it is in Queens, it's like
the Yankees.
what?
Or are you talking about the Mets?
The Mets
Okay,
in Queens.
that's Citi Field.
Yeah. Citi Field is mostly around like a bunch
So
of
not the Bronx Bombers.
No, yeah.
The Mets.
Yeah. So in Queens, it's a little cooler because there's a lot of like bars and restaurants around.
It's a beautiful looking scene when I fly out of the airport and I see Citi Field. I'm like, damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, nice. But
And then I go, damn, son, where'd you find this?
But Citi Field's been doing a little work because it's mostly just around it. It's just like garages,
Okay.
like
manufacturing park.
Places to fix cars and that kind of crap.
So
They
all of
actually
Queens, am I right?
They actually just opened a brewery in the stadium, which is kind of cool. But the thing about Citi Field is like you can walk around. like wherever your tickets are, you can walk around and it's very open where you can see the park and the game. You haven't been to a baseball stadium, but like wherever you are, you can actually see like what's going on. Yankee Stadium.
Clever.
Yankee Stadium is very closed off. You can't really see what's going on.
I mean, I would only go if I could
seat.
watch that game.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that's why Citi Field's a little more.
So I'd probably pay extra, but maybe my experience is better. Maybe it's an MSG versus what's Brooklyn's location?
For the Nets?
Yeah, what's the name
Barclays.
of that? Barclays. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it's MSG versus Barclays here.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
Yeah, so Brooklyn versus MSG, or Brooklyn versus Manhattan, Queens versus the Bronx.
Yeah, but
Staten Island triggered, baby.
But for for a baseball game, I don't know. You kind of want to be able to like go up and get a hot dog.
Yeah, I want to treat it like a picnic.
Yeah, you want to hang out, and, like look at it.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch all 9 innings.
So but Yankee Stadium.
Come on, son.
Yankee Stadium kind of forces you to like be in your seat, or else you can't see what's going on. I'm just saying what it's like.
Yeah, you guys weigh in on this. I'm curious. Have you ever even been to the new Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, we'll find out. Let's wrap this up because the sun is going down. I do want to go back live. We'll be setting up the live again, so we're going to cut off that feed and we'll tee up the live.
You know, shit.
Hey, what the hell are you doing? Okay, well that was upside down.
Let's go live again for the live Q&A. Q
Grab another drink.
and A. This is going to be live. What's today? 7/20. You'll see. 7/21/19. Yep. Part 2.
Like this.
Yep. Let's go public. No, I'm good. Or whatever. I'll take whatever. Yeah, Default MacBook Pro? Nope. It's going to be a Rodecaster multi-channel. We're going to be setting all this up. Someday we'll get this all streamlined for you folks. I promise. Someday. So then we'll go with... we're going to go load up Instagram Live. And let's go... can you practice some discretion, sir? We are live. Let's see. So let's go live. Actually, let me go live here first. Actually, let me borrow one of your sneakers for this live. Or just for the screenshot. No. Just, yuck. All right, you can take that back. So that's the thumbnail. We will go live with that, and we will go live with this. Once I go live, look for my live feed, load up the live feed, hit the request to join the live, and I'll get you in there. Welcome back, YouTube Live. Day. We is live. You literally click the live icon, and then once... Where's your volume button? Turn your volume down. We're back. What's up? J. Kohler 10, Banika, and one other person, B. Nahmas. I think apparently someone else. What's up?
I'm not even on this. So.
What's view and go live, and you should be good. Day. All right. What's up, Clickbait Kid? Good username choice. Appreciate it. John Tewksbury. John Tewksbury. Turn that down. The volume. That's why it's echoing. All right, guys. This is a second episode we're doing for you guys live, but this will probably take forever to actually appear on a... oh, my God. Does that not turn off? Can you not turn off your volume?
What are you saying?
The volume on your phone. Can you turn it off? There we go. All right. Talk? Yeah, it's working on my end. Just turn off your volume. Sorry, guys. Nope. Just turn it down to 0. Interesting. Hey, oh, hey. Hello. All right, we're good, I think. So, appreciate the 4 of you across both platforms. This is Q. Nope, it's still echoing. So I don't know what's...
Turn off your Mac volume.
Nothing we've done is different. No, there's no Mac volume. It's just the speakers here. You know what? Fuck the Instagram. Bye, guys. End the live. So we're going to... And I'm not even going to share that one. How about that? Because there wasn't much traction there. Anyway, welcome back to the live.
What are we on, YouTube now?
Come to Cali and let
Just
my
YouTube?
best friend cut your hair. I am thinking about getting a haircut.
Wait,
yes,
are we
this
just
is
on
only
YouTube?
on YouTube.
Can I see the...
If you want to join the video here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, see you guys. All right. I have been thinking about getting a haircut. I just haven't gotten
It's
around
hot.
to it yet. So, we'll see. Okay.
Sure, the phone is like has a mic.
The phone. So, actually, let me.
At what level? Wait, what happened? We lost visual?
We lost visual, apparently, so I'm just going to be relying on this phone for a half second.
Wait, why?
I don't know. This is what we call growing pains. So let's just end this off on a quick Q&A segment. I think we may have burned out everyone from the last Q&A segment, so maybe it's not smart to do 2 live Q&A segments back-to-back within hours of each other. I'm learning that. We're figuring this out. With that said, what's up, Mood NYC? Appreciate you tuning in.
Yo, what's up?
Instagram has been cut for time. I really have nothing else to add here. Was there anything else you wanted to address or questions you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, sure. So,
How dare you?
I was wondering who that...
Who we got? Sheena. I was wondering who that was with you. Oh, this is Bunzing. This is the guy who comes on some of the videos sometimes, and he's kind of a cuck. Sometimes he can
Why
be
do you
okay.
keep saying cuck?
Sometimes he can be okay.
Why do you
but
keep
like
saying
sometimes he's a cuck. This is how it feels for you to just be STM all day. So we have 2 schools of thoughts in these parts. One is STM, one is HEPEP, and the third is did I say 2? I meant 3. One is STM, one is HEPEP, and one.
Sure, that's
or actually, I take that back. HEPEP and STM come under the same umbrella, while Storm Greats is under its own umbrella. So I'm Team Storm Greats. This guy and Banana Man are Team HEPEP/Team STM. And yes, he is the troll. Yes, I hate.
Yeah, isn't this under note? Hey, Sheena.
Oh yeah,
Shana?
Sheena, yeah. He's got like a white Christmas mustache.
No, I know.
patch.
Yeah, I feel like this will be a cocaine thing, but it's not a cocaine stain. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, he's got a little patch.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, he's got a little patch.
I don't know what the hell it is.
I don't know if you guys can see that there, but he's got a little white patch,
asked the
literally
doctor
right
thing.
below his nostril. It's like
It's
kind of fucking
very
hilarious.
odd.
It's very
I
hilarious.
used to when I was a younger kid, I was blonde all the time, but this is white. Isn't it a little weird?
So you used to ask dumb questions?
No, but isn't this weird? You're a doctor.
Sorry,
I
had
don't
to do
know.
that. Get
like,
it blonde.
I
Like
don't
I had
know
a
what
blonde
this is.
moment.
I'm starting to get it on my eyebrow as well.
Yeah, it's not very noticeable on the eyebrows.
Zoom in. I'm
I'll be
curious.
honest.
All right. Well,
I don't think so.
how do we?
Let's
Look at
see.
it.
Zoom in. I'm so curious. Well, he can stick his face to where the green is. Yeah, you see that? It's a patch of white, flaky hairs. It's weird. You can only appreciate this on the YouTube feed. I'm sorry, folks. It's live
Yeah, that was
currently,
me.
but also
CJ's, underscore left.
I think that's the guy who is always eating pizza in the background. Yep. So if you guys have been a fan of the Top 6, Ugly 6 sneaker segment, Bunzing is the kind of the reoccurring bun in the back. Also, with that said, before I forget for this episode, please,
I used to be in finance. I actually left.
if you've been listening to this whole feed
Now I work at a
tuning in
stable with horses.
oh my god
No, well, she mentioned.
hold on, I'll give you a minute. Let me just get this out. For those of you tuning in live right now or watching this later or listen to the audio or whatever, please, if you haven't done so already, please give this a 5-star rating on the iTunes app, Stitcher, leave a review, say something lolsy. I'll read it out loud on the cast. If you don't want it read out loud, that's fine. Say something very not lolsy and very standard. Just type in ASDFJKL : Just type in whatever just to get a review up there. It would really help me out. I love you guys. Back to whatever the fuck you were talking about that I wasn't interested in.
Oh, no, Sheena, who actually cares about my goddamn whiteness.
Clever.
No, it is weird. It is a weird thing. But, yeah, I used to work on Wall Street. I was there for 10 years, and I quit in March.
Farkle. All right.
Hold on. You know what? Viticula? Something like that for hair.
Vitiligo?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yep.
It is really weird. People always bring it up to me. I look like a fucking cat. I never noticed it because I never look in the mirror. But it's very noticeable.
Let's get back to that in a second. I just don't want to lose track of these questions.
That was like
here's
all
the thing.
asked.
No, Lyme disease. I don't know about this conspiracy theory with Lyme disease and the government. That's news to me. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. You're literally the first person to bring that to my attention. I've never heard about it with the IDSA guideline changes, but then again, I'm also not an infectious disease specialist, so I can't really say, bruh. But with that said, highly unlikely that it's a government attack thing. I tend to not believe those issues. Flat Earth guys triggered. Hey, and let's see. What is that symbol? Oh, yeah, usually patches of white from trauma. I don't know if that's the case with vitiligo for Bunzing here, unless he was traumatized by finance. That would be news to me. I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
It literally just happened randomly. It's happened on my eyebrow up here, too. You can't really see it. It's pronounced, but I don't really look in the mirror, ever. Can't you tell?
Hey, appreciate you listening in, Mehran. Yeah, I told you, I promised you I'd get it on the podcast apps. We finally got it up. It is on Stitcher as well. It will be on Spotify soon. Sorry for the Spotify folks. I know you guys keep asking me.
Just
My
in
bad.
Iowa.
Hey, what up, Finland? Fun ice?
I kind of, honestly, though, I kind of like the white. I kind of want to grow out the mustache even more.
Give it a shot. We'll see.
It's interesting looking.
We'll let the folks decide that.
People
But
keep asking me about it all the time.
oh, Jesus.
Great job.
Whoops.
People keep asking me about it all the time. They're always like, oh, where is that white coming from? And I'm like, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea.
Clever.
No, it's not clever. It just, I think it's kind of interesting.
Do you do any doctor work in New York or just in Iowa? Just in Iowa, baby. Unless you count this, which technically does count because I'm starting to spread the medical edutainment.
He does not have tattoos.
Disclaimer, this is not medical education / medical advice. This is just medical edutainment. Do not take my word as the word of God. I ain't God. Charlemagne triggered. Let's keep it moving.
Jesus Christ, hack. Thank you, Shayna. I like it too. I like it.
Do doctors
too.
have tats? I have seen doctors with tats, but it's definitely never usually on visible areas. Although I will say this, I've been thinking about getting a tattoo. I really want like a sleeve tattoo just on the lower sleeve, kind of like where Bunzing starts the band. I would want it to start here and go all the way up to the wrist.
Oh, forearm
and,
tat.
Look at the wrist. Yeah, forearm
tat?
tat right there. And kind of like John Mayer's, but his extends up into the upper half of the arm. But I want like the lower half.
You would want John Mayer.
And not his style of it, just like I want that. Because at first I thought he got like a forearm tattoo, and then I realized like the t-shirt was covering up the second half. I want just the forearm piece. That's what I want. I think that's badass. I've found different companies that do like semi-permanent tattoos where like it lasts 7 to 10 days. Maybe after I'm done working in Iowa, I could get the forearm tattoo, and that could last me while I'm in New York just fucking around. Nah, me. But that's just what I've been thinking about.
You just bought some, bitch.
The vitiligo could be stress related.
What's up?
It's very possible. Bunzing is very stressed out. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is.
I'm not that stressed out. I'm pretty chill.
Do I ever think about going to SneakerCon? I don't think so. I might hit up SneakerCon in New York, but I'm debating not doing that because I feel like I only should go if I get invited. I don't want to be like stuck in the sea of the crowd.
I'm kind of with your fans. I do not think a tattoo would fit you.
Y'all also probably didn't think a mustache or this hair would fit me, but
no, but that you can always get rid of that. I feel like a tattoo would not be good for you.
Hey, like I said, I would get the semi-permanent one for 7 to 10 days. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Don't do it. Don't get a tat. All right. Well, thanks, Mommy Cass.
I have a band tat. I have a half sleeve with a moose. And then I got this stupid one over here too.
I'm not getting the Mike Tyson face tattoo. Sorry about that. Thanks for the support, Sheena. Appreciate it. Again, I will respond to your email. I have not gotten back to you. I am sorry. I was on a cucky-ass trip, deep-sea fishing with this cuck. And once
you keep saying cuck. I don't get it.
He's tight.
No, I just don't understand it.
He's tight.
No, here we go.
All right. Anyway, this has been fun. I do want to wrap this up.
What? Why do you want to leave? Whatever else. We're not doing anything else.
Yeah, I know tats don't go away, but
We're
that's not the point.
not doing anything else. Why do you want to leave so bad?
Yeah, I mean, the looking at a tattoo forever is not my issue. The issue with me is like it's not going to age well, and maybe it won't put me in a place mentally where I'm like, ugh, as opposed to, yeah, you know what I mean? That's one thing. But secondly, what I will respect about tattoos now that I didn't respect before was the fact that like they offer you like a timestamp in your life of like where you were when you got it. And that's kind of cool to reflect on that and be like, oh, I remember where I was when I got that. This is how I was thinking at the time. This was my motivations at the time. This is what made me happy. This is what made me sad at the time. I think all that's kind of cool about tattoos. But it is what it is. Like there's no right and wrong answer. Nah, man.
One other thing I want to say about what's that? Sheena? That's how you pronounce her name?
It's pronounced Heather.
Oh, Heather. Okay, yeah. Heather V. You don't see tattoos after you have them for a while on your own body. You look in the mirror, you literally do not see them. It becomes like looking at like your eye color. Sometimes you forget like what color your eyes are because you just see like right through it.
She wants to know, have you seen Memento or Blind
I've seen Memento.
Spot?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's a movie. That has nothing to do.
Yeah, she's asking if you've seen them.
You at least get a tattoo of your shoe.
Nah, I ain't doing that corny shit. I'm gonna just wear the shoe. Nah,
yeah,
man.
but no. But people do always ask that. They're always like, "Oh, so you have to see your tattoo all the time?" And it's like, no, you really just like look right through it. Like when I see myself in the mirror, I do not see my tattoos at all.
That's because you're not clever.
No, because I've had them for years. You just don't see.
Exposed. I'm kidding. No, I get it. Obviously, yeah. I don't notice like moles on my skin that are like
you just don't see it. You're
birth
just like,
marks.
oh yeah, it's there.
People are like, oh my god. I'm just like, I forgot about that.
Like, can a penis be that small?
Also, it's not against your religion to get. It's not against your religion to get a tattoo in Islam. So there's that.
Sheena. What do you use for hairstyling?
I was just kidding. Obviously, your name's not Heather, but he's never going to remember your name anyway. So it is what it is. What you going to do? With that said, I do want to wrap this up because the video segment there got cucked. So I kind of want to reset here. With that said, Halo in the distance. Eclipse is triggered.
Are we coming back online?
A lot of these jokes are only going to make sense if you watch the visuals, which I would appreciate because it's fun. But I also respect the people that watch or just listen to the audios, especially now that I have it on audios and I have better sounding audio. I got to apologize to you guys. If you listen to anything prior to episode 38, it's all pretty cucky audio. I apologize. At the time, it felt just fine because, like that's what I had. But yeah, I'm very happy with the upgrades. Worth the money, in my opinion. Hopefully, you guys also enjoy. Please give this a like before I end the stream in the next 3 seconds or so. You guys have been OD, and we'll see you soon. This has been fun again. Bye. End the stream.
We'll be right back.
Bye.